The last thing we need is another Bush. Now, he's totally in favor of Common Core. He's very, very weak on immigration. Don't forget, remember his statement? They come for love. I say, what? Come for love? You got these people coming, half of them are criminals. I mean, they're coming for love? They're coming for a lot of other reasons. But his brother gave us Obama, because Abraham Lincoln, coming back from the dead, couldn't have won the election because it was going so badly, and the economy was just absolutely in shambles that last couple of months. And then he appointed Justice Roberts. And Jeb wanted Justice Roberts. And Justice Roberts basically approved Obamacare in a shocking decision that nobody believes. So you can't have Jeb Bush, and he's going to lose. Aside from that, he's not going to win. I think that Bush is a nice man. I call him, he's a man that doesn't want to be doing what he's doing. You know, I call him the reluctant warrior, and warrior is probably not a good word. But I think Bush is an unhappy person. I don't think he has any energy. And I don't see how he can win. In addition to that, he's in favor of Common Core, and he's weak on immigration.
Governor Bush has called those remarks, quote, extraordinarily ugly. I'd like you, you're right next to him, talk to him directly and say how you respond to that.
But we need, Jeb, to build a wall. We need to keep illegals out. And I have really started to see some of the negatives. As an example, and I have a lot of liking for this man, but the last number of months of his brother's administration were a catastrophe. And unfortunately, those few months gave us President Obama, and you can't be happy about that.
Governor Bush, I want to ask you, on the subject of name-calling of your fellow candidates, a story appeared today quoting an anonymous GOP donor who said you called Mr. Trump a clown, a buffoon, something else that cannot be repeated on television.
None of which is true.
Is it true?
No, it's not true. But I have said that Mr. Trump's language is divisive.
I am very happy that you denied that, and I appreciate that very much. I mean, he's a true gentleman. He really is. The one thing he did say about, and I mean that, the one thing he did say about me, however, was my tone, and I also understand that.
Your rival to your left, Governor Bush, said, Governor Bush told me last week, when I read him the quote from Governor Jindal, that he agrees you're not a serious candidate. Tell Governor Bush why you are a serious candidate and what your qualifications are to be commander-in-chief.
I've actually been in politics all my life, although I've been on that side as opposed to this side. I'm now a politician for about 3 months. Obviously, I'm doing pretty well. I'm number one in every polls by a lot.
That requires an understanding of how the world works. That requires an understanding and appreciation of American leadership in the world. You can't just, talk about this stuff and insult leaders around the world and expect a good result. You have to do this with a steady hand, and I believe I have those skills.
Jake, this is
one of the reasons Mr. Trump is a frontrunner, Republican voters say, is because they like the fact that he is not bought and paid for by wealthy donors. Mr. Trump has repeatedly said that the $100 million you've raised for your campaign makes you a puppet for your donors. Are you?
No, absolutely not. People are supporting me because I have a proven record of conservative leadership. The one guy that had some special interest that I know of that tried to get me to change my views on something that was generous and gave me money was Donald Trump. He wanted casino gambling in Florida.
I didn't want
Yes, you did.
Totally false.
You wanted it, and you didn't get it because I was opposed to casino gambling before, during, and after. And that's not, I'm not going to be bought by anybody.
I promise, if I wanted it, I would have gotten it.
No way, man.
Believe me.
No.
I know my people.
Not even possible.
I know my people.
Is there anything else you want to say about this?
No, I just will tell you that, Jeb made the statement. I'm not only referring to him. A lot of money was raised by a lot of different people. That I could have right now from special interest and donors, I could have double and triple what he's got. I'm going to do the right thing.
You got, according to to what you said on one of the talk shows, you got Hillary Clinton to go to your wedding because you gave her money.
True.
Maybe it works for Hillary Clinton. It doesn't work for anybody on this stage.
I was a businessman. I got along with Clinton. I got along with everybody. Yeah. That was my job, to get along with people.
But the simple fact is...
Excuse me. 1 second.
No.
I didn't want to...
The simple fact is, Donald, you cannot take...
More energy tonight. I like that. Look.
I was asked the question.
I didn't want... It was my obligation as a businessman, to my family, to my company, to my employees, to get along with all politicians. I got along with all of them, and I did a damn good job in doing it. Go ahead.
So, he supports Pelosi. He supports Schumer. He supports Clinton.
Got along with everybody.
And when he asked Florida to have casino gambling, we said no.
Wrong.
We said no, and that's the simple fact. The simple
don't
fact
make things
is,
up, Jeff. Don't
cut me off.
Come
sir.
on, don't make things up.
Quote, you're not sure we need $500 million for women's health issues. Now, you since said that you misspoke. You didn't mean to say women's health issues, but Donald Trump said that quote, that comment, which Hillary Clinton did seize upon immediately, will haunt you the same way Mitt Romney's 47% video haunted him. Tell Donald Trump why he's wrong.
Well, he's wrong on a lot of things, but on this he's wrong because I'm the most pro-life governor on this stage.
Thank you, Governor Bush. Donald Trump, let me just the quote was, I'm not sure we need $500 million for women's health issues. He said he misspoke. You said that that's going to haunt him. Why do you think that?
I think it's a terrible statement. I think it's going to haunt him absolutely. He came back later and he said he misspoke. There was no question because I heard when he said the statement. I was watching and he said the statement and I said, wow, I can't believe it. I will take care of women. I respect women. I will take care of women.
As governor.
So why did you say it? Why did you say it? I know, but why did you say it? I heard it myself. Why did you say
child support. We increased child support.
You said you're going to cut funding for women's health issues. You said it. Yeah, except you said it.
Mr. Trump has suggested that your views on immigration are influenced by your Mexican-born wife. He said that, quote, if my wife were from Mexico, I think I would have a soft spot for people from Mexico. Did Mr. Trump go too far in invoking your wife?
He did. You're proud of your family, just as I am.
Correct.
To subject my wife into the middle of a raucous political conversation was completely inappropriate, and I hope you apologize for that, Donald.
Well, I have to tell you, I hear phenomenal things. I hear your wife is a lovely woman.
She is. She's fantastic.
Know her, and this
she
is
is
a total
absolutely the love of my life, and she's
I
right here. And why don't you apologize for her?
No, I won't
right
do that
now.
because I said nothing wrong, but I do hear she's a lovely woman.
So, are we going to take the Reagan approach, the hopeful, optimistic approach, or the Donald Trump approach? The approach that says that everything is bad, that everything's coming to an end.
Mr. Trump,
I'm on the Reagan side of this.
That they come into our country as an act of love. With all of the problems, this is not an act of love. He's weak on immigration, by the way, in favor of Common Core, which is also a disaster, but weak on immigration, he doesn't get my vote.
But to build a wall and to deport people 500,000 a month would cost hundreds of billions of dollars, Donald. Hundreds of billions of dollars.
you have criticized Governor Bush for speaking Spanish on the campaign trail. You said, quote, he should really set an example by speaking English in the United States.
This is a country where we speak English, not Spanish.
Well, I've been speaking English here tonight, and I'll keep speaking English. But the simple fact is, if a high school kid asks me a question in Spanish, I'm going to show respect and answer that question in Spanish, even though they do speak English, and even though they embrace American values.
This was a reporter, not a high school kid, by the way.
When Donald Trump talks about judgment, what was his position on who would have been the best negotiator to deal with Iran? It wasn't a Republican. It was Hillary Clinton. Is that the judgment that you bring to the table, that Hillary Clinton is a great negotiator, that she could bring about a better
Your
deal
brother
with Iran?
and your brother's administration gave us Barack Obama because it was such a disaster those last 3 months that Abraham Lincoln couldn't have been elected.
You know what? As it relates to my brother, there's one thing I know for sure. He kept us safe. The rubble, you remember the firefighter with his arms around it? He sent a clear signal that the United States would be strong and fight Islamic terrorism, and he did keep us safe.
I don't know, you feel safe right now? I don't feel so safe.
Ever ready. It's very high energy, Donald.
Mr. Trump?
Humble.
That's a good one. Mr. Trump talks about things that as though he's still on The Apprentice. Next week, Mr. Trump is probably going to say that FDR was around when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor.
Trump tie tonight. Get over that one, okay? Is it made? Is it made in
China or Mexico?
I have no idea.
What Jeb Bush was saying at the last debate, I don't know, but he didn't say it well. And I can't understand how anybody would be against
They're not
it.
doing
They blew up, hold it, they blew up, wait a minute, they blew up a Russian airplane.
Thank you, sir.
Donald is wrong on this. He is absolutely wrong on this. We're not going to be the world's policeman, but we sure as heck better be the world's leader. So Donald, is great at the one-liners, but he's a chaos candidate, and he'd be a chaos president. He would not be the commander-in-chief we need to keep our country safe.
Jeb doesn't really believe I'm unhinged. He said that very simply because he has failed in this campaign. It's been a total disaster. Nobody cares. And frankly, I'm the most solid person up here. We want to make America great again. And Jeb, in all fairness, he doesn't believe that.
Look, he mentioned me. I can talk to him. This is the problem. Banning all Muslims will make it harder for us to do exactly what we need to do, which is to destroy ISIS. This is another example of the lack of seriousness. Look, this is troubling because we're at war. They've declared war on us, and we need to have a serious strategy to destroy ISIS. But the idea that that is a solution to this is just crazy. It makes no sense to suggest this. Look, 2 months ago, Donald Trump said that ISIS was not our fight. Just 2 months ago. He said that Hillary Clinton would be a great negotiator with Iran. And he gets his foreign policy experience from the shows.
Come on,
that is not a serious kind of candidate.
We need toughness. Honestly, I think Jeb is a very nice person. He's a very nice person, but we need tough people. We need toughness. We need intelligence, and we need tough. Jeb said when they come across the southern border, they come as an act of love.
You said in September 30th that ISIS was not a
Am I
not
talking or are you talking, Jeb?
I'm talking right
back.
now. I'm talking.
You can go back. You're not talking. You interrupted me,
September
Jeb.
30th,
Are you going to
you said it.
apologize, Jeb? No. Am I allowed to finish?
Yes, one at a time.
Excuse
Go ahead,
me. Am I allowed to finish?
Go ahead, Mr. Trump.
So,
Little of your
again,
own medicine there.
I know you're trying to build
Bush,
up your energy,
please.
Jeb, but it's not working
One at a
very well.
time.
Yeah.
When Jeb comes out and he talks about the border, and I saw it, and I was witness to it, and so was everyone else, and I was standing there, they come across as an act of love. He's saying the same thing right now with radical Islam.
Donald, you're not going to be able to insult your way to the presidency. That's not going to happen.
With Jeb's attitude, we will never be great again. That I can tell you. We will never be great again.
All right. My information from the shows. I don't know if that's Saturday morning or Sunday morning. Look, the simple fact is, if you think this is tough and you're not being treated
This
fairly,
isn't tough and easy.
imagine what it's going to be like dealing with food,
always
or
as
dealing
easy
with
as
President Xi, or dealing with the Islamic terrorism that
yeah.
exists. This is a tough business to run for
I know.
president.
You're a tough guy, Jeb.
And we need to have a leader that is
Real tough.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to the
Let's
presidency.
see. I'm at 42 and you're at 3. So
Doesn't
far
matter.
I'm doing better.
Doesn't matter.
So far I'm doing better. You know, you started off over here, Jeb. You're moving over further and further. Pretty soon you're going to be off the end. Well, I thought he was very weak in the debate. He opened very badly. He closed very badly. He had a couple of sound bites that were given to him by his people, I guess his pollsters. And, he hit me a couple of times, and I hit him back much harder. He's a low-energy person. He's a weak person. And honestly, that's not what we need. We need somebody that's strong that can get things done. He's a weak person. You can't have that.
You cannot insult your way to the presidency. You can't disparage women, Hispanics, disabled people. Who is he kidding? The idea that he's actually running for president and insulting people is deeply discouraging. A guy like that should not be the front-running candidate of our great party. That is not how we win.